Well, thanks for joining us on your Wednesday afternoon here on THV 11. I'm Jurnee Taylor. Before we get to your news headlines, let's check in with meteorologist Tracy Beam for a look at our forecast today on this Wednesday. Tracy, what are you tracking?
Well, it's a beautiful day. We've got plenty of sunshine out there. I'm starting to warm up, not too bad just now. I was just stepping outside into the weather garden and it feels really nice. Looking at temperatures in the mid 80s here at the noon hour, and we're going to warm up quite a bit. Looking for temperatures to continue to head towards 90, and that's what we're expecting for this afternoon, but we'll cool off nicely. You can see those clouds are nowhere in sight. Looking for a nice clear sky tonight. We should hit the 70s by 8 o'clock tonight. Looking around the state for those highs, again 90 in central Arkansas. Looking for just a little bit cooler to the north, but tomorrow we're going to hang on to those 90s one more day. In the southern portion of the state, looking right around the mid 90s. But here's the thing, we've got an official day of fall on Sunday, and those 90s, well, they're going to continue. So stay with me. We're going to look at the forecast and let you know when that fall-like weather will arrive.
All right, Tracy, thank you. Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders stepped into the national spotlight, serving as the moderator for former President Donald Trump's town hall campaign event in Michigan last night. You'll remember Sanders served as Trump's press secretary during his time at the White House. The former president addressed the possible assassination attempt at his golf course over the weekend, calling the presidency the most dangerous job in the world.
Nobody's ever seen anything like it.
Well, it's been a great experience. It's a dangerous business, however, being president. It's a little bit dangerous. It's, you know, they think race car driving is dangerous. No. They think bull riding, that's pretty scary, right? No. This is a dangerous business, and we have to keep it safe.
Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris hit the trail in Philadelphia, sitting down with the National Association of Black Journalists. Harris said she spoke to Trump on the phone about Sunday's incident, saying there's no place for political violence in the U.S. At least 9 people are dead and over 300 injured as more electronic devices exploded in Lebanon today. This comes just a day after hundreds of wireless pagers exploded at the same time across Lebanon and Syria, targeting members of Hezbollah. At least 12 are dead and thousands injured, many critically after the devices blew up in their hands or pockets. Hezbollah has vowed to retaliate against Israel. The two sides have been engaged in cross-border warfare since the Gaza conflict erupted last October. Entertainment mogul Sean P. Diddy Combs woke up in a New York jail this morning after a judge denied his bail. Combs pleaded not guilty Tuesday to federal sex crimes. The charges alleging Combs used his business empire to lead a criminal enterprise that, quote, abused, threatened, and coerced women into sexual acts. Combs' lawyers say that he will be back in court this afternoon to appeal the judge's decision to hold him until trial without bail. Well, we first told you yesterday at noon about a gas fire burning through a Texas neighborhood, causing evacuations for nearby homes. Today, we're getting a first look at the accident that caused the explosion. Here's Matt Doherty with our Houston affiliate.
It's definitely one that can raise some eyebrows.
Devin Boone is a dispatcher with Total Marine Transportation based in Greens Point. Yesterday morning, one of Devin's drivers was making a routine stop at a business in LaPorte across the street from the Walmart. The transport van parks in front of the business and the driver goes inside, followed by the passenger, who you can see here in the reflection of the window. The van's cameras keep rolling. The time is 9:45 a.m.
Once the red truck passes is when you'll see the car barreling towards the pipeline.
And then flames shoot hundreds of feet into the air. Officials told us yesterday the white vehicle first drove through a fence, then ran into the liquid natural gas pipeline's above-ground valve. Watch the video again.
Very high rate of speed. I won't go as far to say that it was deliberate, but it was definitely, you know, I mean, I don't know if there's a way to clock it, but it looked like they were going 65, 70 miles per hour.
Devin's driver and passenger ran out of the building after they heard the blast and tried to make it into the van, but couldn't.
She said it was just simply too hot. The heat was too intense, so she took the crew member with her and they ran away from the explosion.
The van was left behind across the street from the fire.
When we were finally able to retrieve the vehicle later on that yesterday, a lot of the plastic had been compromised from the heat.
This evening, we were able to get a look at the van. The exterior is covered with soot. Inside, the plastic overhead air vents are melted, giving a sense of how hot that fire was, even at a distance. But what you don't see in the video is anyone getting out of the vehicle that crashed into the valve. It remains at the site and burns. Neither the city of Deer Park nor police are giving any information about who they think was behind the wheel of that white SUV or whether that driver survived.
Well, as of this morning, the fire is still going, but officials say it's a safe burn and should go out sometime this afternoon. In case you missed it, the Little Rock School District hosted its first of 10 town halls for parents. The listening tour invites the public to come in and offer their feedback to some of the big topics around the district. The big 3 issues they are focusing on: the strategic plan for the district, student cell phone use, and traditional versus non-traditional school calendars.
We want to hear from our constituents and from the folks that we serve. We don't want to make any decisions around cell phone use or around what our calendar will look like without having opportunities to hear directly from our stakeholders.
Last night was the first of 10 meetings. The majority of them will start at 6 p.m. There is a Spanish-speaking town hall on Thursday at Southwest High and one on Saturday with free childcare. The district has more details on times and location on their website. Tupperware has filed for bankruptcy. The company, once known for its infamous Tupperware parties, where consultants held parties to sell products to their friends and families. Tupperware saw a big surge during the pandemic, but it immediately was followed by dwindling sales. Tupperware will seek court approval to continue operating during the bankruptcy proceedings. The Federal Reserve meets this afternoon to make a decision that could affect all Americans. Policymakers are expected to cut interest rates for the first time in more than 4 years. It's a step that could lead to lower borrowing costs for both consumers and businesses. It is expected to be either a standard quarter-point cut or a half point. The current benchmark rate is the highest in 23 years.
It means all the things that we pay interest on, credit cards, mortgages, personal loans, we're about to get a modicum of relief. And it's a small sort of token measure. But the best thing the Fed can do right now is indicate this is the first stop on a path to gradually lower rates over the course of the next year.
The Feds hope by cutting that rate, it will prevent the economy from slipping into a recession. New research says Black women have a higher risk of dying from breast cancer compared to white women, and racism is a big part of why this may be happening. CBS's Stephanie Stahl explains.
It's been an uphill battle for Spring Williams, diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer.
Very scary, especially when you are healthy. Feeling healthy, looking healthy.
The South Jersey mother of 2 was just 41.
I went through chemotherapy, surgery, and radiation.
That was a year after she found a lump that her first doctor said wasn't breast cancer. You were misdiagnosed.
He was confident that it was a cyst.
She believes racism may have delayed her diagnosis. New research says it's part of the reason why Black women are more likely to die from breast cancer compared to white women. The study from Massachusetts General Hospital says there is a 17 to 50% disparity depending on the type of breast cancer. Black women with hormone-positive tumors have the highest risk of death. Erica Warner led the study.
Across all types of breast cancer, there's something that is driving this finding of consistent disparities between Black and white women.
The study says beyond tumor differences, the disparity is also caused by socioeconomic inequality, inadequate access, and systemic racism.
The bias is pervasive at all levels.
Breast surgeon Monique Gary, who runs a wellness farm, says the new research is the largest to date outlining disparities.
We've got to do a better job of treating women the same.
I'm a fighter.
Spring, whose breast cancer battle isn't over yet, says discrimination detailed in the new research is an unfortunate reality for many.
It makes me sad, but it also makes me hopeful that things will change.
It's change that could save lives. Stephanie Stahl, CBS News.
Coming up next, how many cups of coffee do you drink every day? Well, a new study says the more the merrier for your health. We'll explain.
And we have a beautiful afternoon ahead and it's feeling a little bit like summer, but we've got fall headed our way this weekend. Stay with me. We're going to talk about what could be a fall forecast coming up.